Hey guys, just saw the ban list get posted about an hour ago. Um, from my first thoughts, it's a little bit of something, but a whole lot of nothing. Just with the recent performance we've seen by Despia, they pretty much take prank kids out the game by hitting Meow Meow, banning it. It's really hard to It's not even just really hard. It's damn near impossible to play the deck without a Meow Meow. So, and then we see the Auroradon. Now, Swordsoul has deviated away from Auroradon anyway, so I don't know like how impactful that is for that deck, but combo decks were running Auroradon because obviously special Deskbot. But usually Deskbot was just a backup plan anyway, so I kind of liked Auroradon always as a card. It played hard into Nibiru and stuff. Usually it was like a way to bait Nibiru even, and it had the constriction of you can't link summon for the rest of the turn. So Auroradon, although it's a combo card, I didn't really necessarily see it as unfair, and that's why I just this whole forbidden list. Although it's like it seems like so impactful, I don't like it at all. Just because Verte is like Despia is not even playing that, so it's just like Despia is already kind of demonstrating that it might be the best deck in the format. So why are we gonna just nerf the decks that like stood a chance but weren't like definitively the best, like Prank Kids, or just which use DPE. So like even if you just hit Verte, it would have hit Prank Kids a lot. So why are we just banning it? So I don't know. That's interesting. I think these lists are just getting so much harder to predict every day. I wonder if this is going to impact Fusion Destiny's price. Probably the ulti rare, because playing it to just draw it is kind of awkward. But yeah, what are you gonna do? Jet Synchron unlimited or at limited from banned. Auroradon could summon Jet Synchron, right? Or well, how could and then you could make Auroradon because I'm almost certain that Jet Synchron's a machine. But it's still a good level 1 tuner recursion. I like that that's off the list. I think it'll be cool to see how people use it. Even a Swordsoul could use it. It'd be interesting to see. Red Rose Dragon. Now, this card being limited, as long as Hulk's not banned, you can still play it, right? You just summon it off Hulk. You can't do the broken special Vashuda, summon Red Rose play, but I don't think it was necessary. And it's just like we still have 3 nib and people aren't even playing it. So how broken are these combo decks? I don't know. It's just weird because it's just like Red Rose hasn't like it's a cool card. It won that YCS with Scythe. Maybe they didn't like that. Like I just wonder when they like chose the decisions for some of these cards. We have the Halki Firebrax at 1. Some decks were playing 2, but like I've said before with some of these choices, I feel like it was fair. Like, it costs you an extra deck spot, but you get to maybe like link with it away and summon another one to just use the main phase effect, which also requires you to play another synchro for that. So, there's a lot of cost to it, right? Monkey Board. Now, Monkey Board, I love Monkey Board just because I got second at my first YCS with the Performer Pale deck right after it came out and right before the emergency ban list. So that was sweet. And with the new link, Pendulums really do have a lot of potential. They can still use the Dagda for Scythe. I don't know how they'll pop it. Maybe that's also why they put Halki to 1, just because, with DP being banned, you can do still like a TG Wonder Magician play or, another way to just destroy your set without like using something like DP that's still easily accessible. But the Shooting Riser Dragon at 1, now someone's just going to have to explain that to me because I just don't understand. It's like, what does this do compared to at 3? Now, I know they put Trish to Unlimited, and maybe in some weird way this has something to do with it, but yeah, maybe I'm just dumb. I don't know the answer. Change of Heart unbans. Now, when we compare this card to something like Talents with a lot more versatility, but the requirement of a monster effect, I don't think you would main deck Change of Heart. I think you would only side it. So how hard is it to bait a monster effect going second with Talent? Not very hard in my opinion. So why weren't we just playing Talent, right, if we're going to play this card? And Talent hasn't seen, like, the most play. It's been very, like, format dependent, and, you know, it's not, even when it was played, it wasn't, like, definitively better than Desires a lot of the time, and that's what it was played instead of, in, like, the Bird Up deck. Then Time Seal, you know, the Yatagarasu I didn't even talk about, because it's just like, these are cards that should have came off forever ago, because they will not do anything, right? Now we have the semi-limited list. We have Dynamite, the True Draco Fighter. You know, I was making like a cool Swordsoul deck like when it first came out, utilizing these cards, but it's not going to make that much of a difference or impact on the format, right? Ben 10, on the other hand, is probably one of the most impactful things on this list, semi-limited speaking, just because, you know, that's a huge buff for Drytron, and Drytron have been under the radar, but they're still just, like, such a strong and powerful deck, you know. They didn't really, like, they did play DP, but, you know, I don't think that Verte band kills the deck or anything to that extent, you know, especially with the Hulk play into the Gamma and everything else, right? So we have the Tenki at 2, the Pot of Desires at 2, the Pot of Desire, the Tenki's cool, right? But Tri-Brigade is not that played. I feel like I like consistency cards. I like Rotos, so this is fine with me. Pot of Desires, I think, should have never left 3. You know, 10 cards banishing for a Pot of Greed is a pretty hefty cost that I think is fair to it. And if, you know, Swordsoul want to play 3, like, let them go ahead. I mean, they're not going to be like unstoppable or just too broken, right? So I think I like Desires being at 3 and an option for people to put in their decks, and hopefully it gets back to that. The Trickstar Light Stage, you know, they get a nice little Rhoda again. You know, Trickstar, I think, are actually a pretty good deck, so this will be interesting to see if people play it more. Now for the Unlimited, now we got Night Assailant. Night Assailant, like I said, probably won't do anything. Trishula's really cool. Probably the card that could really just bring some fun decks, especially for regionals. I would love to just summon 3 Trish on someone, and you don't have to bounce it or anything. That's pretty sweet. So I look forward to doing something like that. The Salamangreat XYZ being unlimited from 1 is probably the most impactful thing on this unlimited list. It's going to be interesting to see if people actually play that deck now. I didn't play during the prime of that deck's format, so I don't really understand it that well, besides playing against it a few times. A Hero Lives. I don't think this is going to change much. They did get a big nerf, like heroes in general, just because Verte banned. Now you can't send Fusion Destiny. Salamangreat Circle, you know, another buff, and Scapegoat. So I hope there's a truck coming. I hope you enjoyed my video about the ban list. I know this ban list might have been a little disappointing, but I at least can appreciate that they're coming like fast, and I really did want a new ban list before this next YCS. So, you know, I got what I asked for, and I appreciate that. So if you appreciate me, just please like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. I'll try to put out new videos for the playtesting for this upcoming YCS if you're going to it. So have a good one. Peace.